Hi everybody, this is Rexanna with Past Present Herbs, and I'm coming to you today from inside my greenhouse. And I wanted to kind of shoot a video from inside my greenhouse. It is 16 degrees outside, and actually I wore this really heavy, well, it's not really heavy, it's a lightweight, but it's like an army coat. It's one of the warmest jackets I have because it's 16 degrees outside, but it's sunny. And actually the sun is coming right at me. We actually had like some frost on top of the greenhouse. But the sun, it's around noon. And so we get, we're right in the middle of winter. It's January, middle of January. And I've been getting so many questions. I belong to greenhouse growers, and it's a group on Facebook, and so many people have been asking me, how do you warm your greenhouse? And I'm just going to show you real quick how warm it is in here. The reason I took my jacket off. I don't really warm my greenhouse. This is the temperature, and it says right now it's not quite 60, but it's very warm because of the sun. Can you see that? It is 54 degrees in here and sunny. It feels like it is summertime in here, literally. So like in about another hour it's going to be 60 degrees in here easily. It's on its way, and it'll stay that way in here because of the warmth of the sun. It'll stay that way in here for really a couple of hours, and probably around 4 o'clock, and I'll monitor it in here. The reason I have a thermostat in here, in the summer it'll stay that way. If you have some plants that you want to grow or some starts, I'm gonna be doing some soil blocking. It's a new thing that I'm learning about gardening, so I don't have to buy trays, and my trays don't wear out and all this stuff. And I'll do another video on that later, but maybe but I've got a big old thing, and I'll show you right now. My garden bed right there is full of manure. Manure kind of warms things up too. When you have manure in a garden bed or a raised garden bed like I have, it also warms things up quite a bit too. So your soil and what you put in your soil, which I have that mixed with garden mix and some potting soil, and about 50% I've got added to recondition the soil. Good older used, and I say used, I mean it's aged, I'll say aged manure. So and it's cow manure, so it kind of keeps it really nice and warm. So like if you have a good stock or a good pile of manure, it stays really warm. So that with the sun, and all my sides are open. I don't have a covering on my greenhouse, so it stays really warm in here. Now at night, when the temperatures drop down into the single digits, yeah, if I have anything growing right now, I don't have anything growing or anything started, so you would need to cover something up or put a heat lamp in here. Heat lamps, people use like kerosene, people use like all different types of heating. I don't, because I don't have anything growing right now. Now if I was to have something starting, I might cover it up, and I might use like a heat lamp. If it was like little baby plants, I might put a heat lamp in here, or a heating mat to keep the frost, or to keep it. And it just depends on what you're growing. If you're growing cool weather crops, like I'm going to be doing some cool weather crops, they want that cold air, they want that coldness. But winter sowing is something that's ideal for right now. A lot of your really cool weather crops, like your cabbages, your cold weather things, are going to be ideal for starting out here, and keeps your pests off of it. So, I mean, things that are already established, I don't really worry about them because they're going to come back. And like storing my stuff out here is perfectly fine. So yeah, I mean, things like right now, I love coming out here. I've got me a good cup of coffee, and it's great just to sit out here and do some planning. I like sitting out here and thinking about, I've got some things coming in through the mail. I've got some seeds coming in, and I know exactly what I've got 2 extra raised beds that I'm not going to be buying anything like the ones that I just already put down in the ground. I'm going to be doing these bricks. They're really inexpensive, and just some side, they're real low to the ground. They're bricks, and they have like little divots in them, and then you put, you know, it's a 4x8, and you just do it like that. You don't need to make them really deep. I think it's going to cost me $40 for a 4x8 bed. And you think, well, that's expensive getting wood, especially treated wood. But really, the size of wood that we need, I only need 3. I forgot the size. My husband and I wrote it all down. The brick is like $3.48 a piece, which that's going to be like $23 for the brick. And then the wood is going to be another, I think, after we cut it all down and put it on all 4 sides, it's going to be like another close to, I think with taxes and all, it might end up $48. I'm sorry. So anyway, but these other beds that I bought, I was close to $300 because I got them on special. So when you take into consideration, you can get 2 beds with some wood and some brick, closer to $50. And then these other beds that I got 3, they're closer to $100 a bed with, you know, shipping and all that. I got a great deal on 3 beds, which was because they're that galvanized steel, which they'll last 10 years or longer. Supposed to last longer than that, but still, I don't want to be out that $300 expense. I'm trying to use the material that I have here closest to me, and plus, I just don't want to be out a lot of money. I'm trying to cut the expenses that I have way down. Not when you're gardening and you're spending that much money every year, it's just not good. So I'm going to spend like $50, then a little bit more on my seed, and I have some soil to buy, and then that's all I'm buying. That's all I'm buying, because the cost of water and all that other kind of stuff that you have to do, I can. So you really don't want to spend that much money. So I'm thinking if I can keep it under $300, I think I'm going to be doing good. So anyway, that's what you should be doing right now. I mean, that's what I'm doing at this time in January. Some people are already sowing. Some people are already planting. It depends on your zone, where you're at. And, you know, I'm trying a different route this year. Instead of buying some more trays, instead of buying some more little individual cells, I'm not doing that. I found that a more cost-effective way for me to go every year is to do some soil blocking. So I buy some potting soil mix every year. I'm not doing something new there, but I am buying, I use Fox Farm soil, and I'm just buying a different type of Fox Farm soil mixture. And I'm doing the potting soil that they do have and they carry, and that I can order it locally here. So I'm just going to mix it together and then keep it more moisture. And I may decide to do a video on that, I'm not sure. But they have a lot of other ones out there. I'm following a different girl, and she's talking about soil blocking. and I'm excited to do that this year, and I think it's going to be a great addition to my gardening this year. I think it's going to save me money. I think it's going to save me time. I think it's going to give me healthier plants, and that's what I'm after. I'm after healthier plants and conserving water. And I did have some problems last year, and I'm hoping to divert those problems and get rid of those problems. And I just want to get away from the issues that I had last year. So I've been doing some investigating, and I want to cut down on some time, and I want to cut down on some work. And as we get older, I've been praying and asking God, you know, how can I get away from all this hard work? And I think that this is a good way for me to do that. Because if you can cut a couple of steps out of your routine and work smarter instead of harder, I think that's what it's all about. So anyway, yeah, I'm just out here in the garden, and I thought, you know, well, people want to know, how do you heat your greenhouse? I do it through the sun. And I know we have shorter days here, so, you know, you just can clean your greenhouse and put things in your greenhouse to warm it up, and start a little sooner in the day. You know, like, I know people say, well, you know, I just don't do anything this time of year. I do. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to start planting things. You may have to, you know, start things in your sunroom or in your basement or in another room in your house or something like that. Use the heat lamp and then move it out here. But certainly I would utilize my greenhouse as much as possible. I'm going to, like, you could get a big bin and stock it full of manure, and then hook up a heat lamp on top of your manure and keep it nice and warm in your greenhouse near a window. If you don't have all the sun exposure like I do, I have a lot of sun exposure right now, and I'm utilizing like at least 4 to 6 hours of sunlight a day. It's not going to be sunny, and if you get any kind of snow on top of your greenhouse, I would knock off that snow, or at least a section of it. I know some people say keep the snow on there, but I would knock off some of that snow and let the sun come in and warm it up. Warm up your greenhouse. But some people, I've heard stories where some people say, no, keep the snow on there because that keeps it warmer inside. I would knock off the snow, let the snow warm up the greenhouse. If y'all hear my dog, he's crying because he wants to get out, but it's cold outside, so I want him to stay in here with me. Anyway, I know I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. I've just been kind of working, and I'm now taking some time off from work, so I've been trying to get a lot of stuff done around here. I've got some plastic down, trying to kill an area, trying to learn about covering, and got some things covered, and I'll be cleaning out one of my beds here in the next week, and just redoing everything. I don't get as cold as up north. Here in Texas we do get a lot of wind, and when I say like it's 30 degrees outside, and y'all say, oh well, that's not really that cold, we get like down to you know, single digits. Well, let me tell you something. When I say it's 30 degrees, but it's like minus 16 wind chill, or it's minus 8 wind chill, I don't really care about what the degree is outside. It's the wind chill factor sometimes here, because it'll be blowing and it's blowing so cold. The wind chill factor sometimes here is warnings. Like if you go outside, stuff will get stuck to your face and you won't be able to move or talk or breathe. It literally takes your breath away. And if you're in a similar area where the wind blows so cold and it takes your breath away, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, because it could be like, I don't know, 20 miles, or I mean, it could be like 30 or 20 miles an hour. I mean, 20 degrees, and you're like, it's not really that cold because the wind's not blowing that. I mean, you know, you can literally go outside and work because the wind isn't really blowing, and even 30 degrees, but the wind's not blowing. You're like, it's not really that cold out here. I've worked on days like that, and you layer up, you go outside, and it's not really that cold. But if it's 30 degrees and the wind is blowing that bad, oh man, you just can't stand it. So the wind has a lot to do. That's why I love this greenhouse, because it's been blowing, it's hailed, it's blown like crazy. 75 miles an hour wind. Yes, we get that here. It's been going 65 miles an hour wind, and then the hail and the rain and the sleet, and we've had all kinds of crazy wind, and this has not got anything. This greenhouse is a grower solution greenhouse. We leveled it, we took our time, we did a lot. I mean, I really got to give my husband credit, because he did the most work, and I helped him a little bit. But my husband, kudos to my husband. He did so much, and they have the best materials. I mean, their greenhouse, this plastic is top of the line, because I mean, we've had hail, we've had so much winds, and that was my dog. And my husband has put some extra supports on the sides, but these beams, or these ties, the black things that you see, they keep it extra supported, and their instructions are great. Their customer service is great. I'm not trying to sell anybody a greenhouse. I'm just trying to recommend, if you get a greenhouse, definitely look into these greenhouses from growersolutions.com. And anytime, even though we've had this over a year and everything, I would go back and buy another greenhouse if I, you know, I mean, this one was a little over $3,000, but still, I mean, you think, well, that's a lot of money. Not really, if it's going to last you, because we've had other greenhouses from other different companies that didn't have good instructions, they didn't have customer support, and they didn't last us. They didn't last us a couple of months because the wind. We live in Texas, and it just didn't last us. And even though they were like a couple of $1,000s, the sun didn't get to penetrate through them, and they didn't have a covering, or if they did have a covering, the covering didn't last, and all kinds of things. I could just sit here and talk about my greenhouse for a long time, but I'm just trying to really say, you know, I guess I am recommending them, but it's just worth paying that amount of money, even if you have to pay it out, because they bring it to you, and they say, hey, they got tons of videos, they got tons of people, and you can get a percentage off if you watch somebody's video and they give you a 10% discount. I mean, there's just so much involved in getting one of these greenhouses. They have big hoop houses, they have the smaller greenhouses, they have the bigger greenhouses, they have so many different varieties and sizes, and then other gardening things to go along with it. So anyway, I better shut up, or I'll be talking for a long time. Anyway, yeah, this is Rexanna, and I better do something with my dog. He keeps crying. But yeah, I'm gonna I got some water dripping from inside. I guess it's getting warm in here. That's what I'm saying. It's 16 degrees outside, and my greenhouse is, I need to get a fan and circulate it. Anyway, my fan is in my garage. You're okay, honey. So you guys, I hope y'all have a blessed day. I hope you stay warm, and I hope you like and subscribe to this channel. Go through my channel and see the other videos on my greenhouse I was putting up. I'll put some links in the description below, and hope you drink you some herbal tea and stay healthy and stay warm. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.